Today we are joined by Dr. Wictz, who is going to take us through a 3-player game of Robotech Reconstruction. If you're a fan of the anime or of the coin system, you're going to want to check this out. Join us here today on Legendary Tactics.
Okay. But I'm going to shuffle these up, and then
How many cards do we start with?
Everybody starts with four cards in their hand. Okay. And the bot also has a hand of 4, and we're just going to put these here because they will randomly play those. Okay, so now we're actually ready to play. Now,
so Austin, you were saying it is a bit of an advent, like the game encourages you to play other people's event cards.
That's right. You don't necessarily want to play your own event card unless you absolutely have to.
Okay.
Unless you absolutely have to. Now, I will say that there is a gradation, of course, because each faction is asymmetrical, right? Whereas the REF is far more comfortable playing their own faction event card because they're special. Because the thing with the REF is that their units do not, their battle pods don't attack. They're the boys in blue. They don't attack. However, their flagship does attack. Their flagship is the only piece that can attack. And the flagship's actions are all kind of in their special actions. So for the REF, they don't necessarily need to dig into their special actions in order to do anything cool. So they have a little bit more leeway to play their own event cards. The AUL also has that, you don't need to build a city every round. You don't need to attack every round. So you have a little bit of leeway of playing your own cards. But the Zentraedi Rebellion and the RDF really don't want to be playing their own event cards unless they absolutely have to. So, because Chiron will most of the time will want to do that influence action unless they're going last in the round. And the RDF will want to do their recruit. They'll want to do their influence, or they just want to be able to take 2 actions.
Okay.
There's so the thing about you want other people to play your event card. So right now I'm in the optional card trade. And here's the thing, I can look at my hand and say well, I like my hand, I don't need to do anything. But the question is, are there any cards in your hands that you want to get into my hand to play? Right. So that's a time to start talking about that. In fact, I was just, doing some theory crafting where it's what does high level play of this game look like? And high level play of this game is 4 people sitting around the table with their cards and being okay, I know I have this, so I don't have to worry about that. But now I need to find out who has this. I need to figure out, right? You got to figure out pretty quickly, okay, who can screw me over? Because in what ways you can be screwed, and you have to kind of figure that out amongst the other players. Yeah. Because the problem is I'm looking at my hand, and oh boy, this is going to be tough because I don't have my half ally here. And I have my 2 main cards that I really care about that I want to get played. And I don't know if either of you are going to play them for me, which is a bit of a bummer.
So generally, you as the RDF would line up with the REF.
Yes, they're my half ally because we share because our units share for territorial control. We have a little bit more. We're less adversarial, whereas my goal directly competes with the Zentraedi Rebellion. Goal. So that's a little bit harder.
So don't imagine you want to trade cards with me.
Well, again, depends on what you got. I mean, I might not want to give you the cards I really want to play. I probably don't want to give them to you because I know that even if you would take them and say, oh, sure, I'll play them. Probably never will.
So does that mean that the Zentraedi and the AUL then are kind of half allied?
Yeah, they're half allied, but again, everybody's driving towards their own goal.
Correct.
And it's just that you have to be aware of how you help your opponent. And it is it is one of these things where if you two start to work really closely together, you're going to be you're going to find that you're going to defeat us pretty well. As long as like the two half allies, if they work strongly together, they can get far, but then you run into the situation of like, oh, now I've given my half ally too much and now I'm going to lose.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
So, there was at least during this, like I was saying, we were playing this at Gen Con, and there was a great moment where the AUL was going to win. And so here you have over on the side, the Zentraedi Rebellion and the RDF, like, well, what if you played this card? What if I played this card? And they're like working really closely together to stop that AUL from being able to win. And you're like, natural enemies teaming up like that. But that's also what this game encourages as well, where because of the fluidity of, the fact that you don't win until the end of a round, it can make easily for some strange bedfellows.
Yeah.
Cool.
So does anybody have anything that they'd be interested in? Because I would like to trade a card.
I got a bunch of REF events, so I'm kind of thinking that is like, you can't trade with the REF, right? They're just a neutral.
That's right. In this situation, because of with the bot, we don't trade with the bot because we still have to be able to talk to each other.
Yeah, so I'm kind of I'm not going to be helpful to either of you two with my events.
So you don't have anything.
I mean, I've got one of my own events that I'd be happy to part with, but.
Oh, it's very nice of you to offer your own event as a trade.
I do.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
May I see that event?
Yeah.
Would you be
willing to I can probably just tell you.
Now, is this where you can actually share privately? Like you don't.
Yeah. Like if you.
Well,
if
this
you
is a learning game anyway. So.
Yeah. If you take the card and just put it on the table, and you can keep it face down, and then I can do.
Oh, you can do the peek.
Shift. Yeah, I can do a peek at it, and I can say, okay. That would certainly be interesting.
It's a bit of a chaos play more than doesn't necessarily benefit me per se, but definitely introduce chaos.
Yeah, and it's like, and I'm also going to try to do something else with it. So, all right, I'm going to say no.
All right.
I'm going to say no to that chaos. And I guess I'm going to, I know what I'm going to play.
NATO, you can create the chaos anyway if you want, NATO.
Yeah.
It's all in your power.
All right. All right, so I'm going to play Veritech Production. So this is my own card, which is why I didn't really want to have to play it, but neither of you are going to do this. So this means that so we look at the reaction column, we know that the REF is going to go next. Okay. Then I need to place 2 Veritechs from out of play into one city that I control. I only control one city. So I have seen this card played when the RDF literally controls no city. And then so the person who plays it gets to laugh in their face because like, you don't have anywhere to play this card. And then of course because it's my own card, I ignore the black box action and I have to take 1 action off of my faction sheet. So I am going to really try to make this count, and I'm going to take the move action and we're going to move some stuff around. So first
you still get 1 action even though you played your own event.
Yeah, so even when you play your own event card, you get 1 take command, 1 action off your board when you take command. If I had played somebody else's event card, I would get to take 2 different actions.
Gotcha.
But because it's just 1, it's like, okay, so I'm going to take move. So I'm going to move Excalibur Command Center. That's cost me 3 protoculture to do so, and now I get to move every unit here. I'm going to move 1 over to Monument City, and I'm going to move 1 over to the northwest quadrant. So bringing Monument City under my control, which pops up 1, which pops them up 1. And then for another move action, I'm going to select New Macross City to move. That is going to cost another 1, 2. That's going to cost another 3. I'm going to move one Veritech here, one Veritech here, one guy here, and then Rick Hunter and another Veritech. So I'm going to give New Macross over to the to the AUL.
Well, that's not as risky because you can obviously.
Right, I can fly back, and then I'm going to do one more here. So I'm going to call 1, 2, 3, another 3. What we're going to do is we're going to move Rick Hunter and the military guy over into New Portland, making New Portland under our control. And then I'm going to, do I want to keep these guys here or move them off? I'll move them down to the Forest Preserve, taking the Forest Preserve under control. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And of course, you can probably hear the sirens.
Yes, there's been a lot of those.
Here. There's been a lot of them. I have we have a very rare non-muggy night right now, so I just have the windows wide open.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, that's a little bit of the consequence that comes with that, but hey, 5. So the RAF is sitting at 5 control. The AUL has 3 cities under their control, and I still have the 2 points because I have 1 here and 1 here. And that is going to and that is my 1 action. I am not going to move anymore, so that's
Cax, we can't let him have too much control.
No, I'm not liking it.
I know.
So I'm gonna
He's out there dominating the board.
So I'm going to draw my card, and now that means the bot is going to go. So the way that the bot works is that they have a hand of cards. We randomly shuffle one. So they're going to draw one and play it here.
No, that's all right.
Okay. All right. So we look at the reaction column. We see that the AUL is going to go and the Zentraedi is going to go. So
I get to go last, which isn't bad.
Yeah, so this is the industrial ambush. This is try to get to take 3 from out of play and put it in the industrial zone, which I was trying to prevent against by putting my 1 dude here, but that is not going to be.
It's not gonna
fly.
It's not gonna help. All right.
Well done, NATO. Well done.
Oh yeah.
And
Very
then
skillful play.
And then, because it is the Zentraedi card, you may execute 1 attack action. Now, that's the thing about these black box actions, is that it's always just 1 of the action, even though your attack action is a repeatable action when you take command, but because it's on the card, you only get to take 1. So would you like to make an attack action?
Well, I think there's only really 1 spot. Well, it's 2 spots, I guess, but there's only really 1 that counts. So I'll take my. That's 1.
It's 1 protoculture to do.
For that.
And anytime you attack with a covert soldier, they flip over to their overt side. So one of those guys is going to become overt, and this is just going to come off the board. Okay. Well, all right. Okay. Thank you, Britai. Okay. So the next thing that happens is they move 5 units from their assembly side to their constructed side. And then what they do here is that they have two sets of cards. They have drop cards and they have territory cards. Anytime that the bot needs to decide where to do something, they draw one of these territory cards, or until it's applicable to do the thing. But when they actually get to take their turn, they move 5 over to the constructed side and they pull one of these, they pull one of the drop cards. Now the drop cards tell you how many and where they go. So this is the select 1 territory and drop all, but most of their other cards kind of look like this, where it's a number of territories and they tell you where to go. So if a different card had come out, then it would be like, okay, now I flip over 3 of these territory cards and it tells you 1 goes on the first one, 2 go in the next one.
Oh, gotcha.
Right? So it's like that. Nice. However, we drew the drop all in 1 territory. So we draw 1 territory and now they're going to go to New Portland City.
Okay. The ship has to fly there?
Yes. So when they do this, it's essentially like if it was going to 3 different territories, that would be the effect of the ship flying around, dropping pods. But here they fly to New Portland. And the thing is that wherever the ship stops, because the bot's a cheater, they discover all Zentraedi in that territory and destroy them.
Oh, okay.
So because they move off to New Portland, everything is going to drop here. And now they lose the Northwest quadrant. So we actually lose one. Okay. And there you go. That's the bot's turn. They draw another card. Another card goes into their hand. And that's the end of their turn.
Okay. So it looks like the AUL are up next.
Yeah, that's right.
Next.
All right,
So
let's
now-
drop this fellow B down here. I'm gonna give the RAF 5 of their ships into
Oh,
assembly.
to the assembly.
Right. So they come from this out of play area.
And
They
go,
move to the in assembly. And so they're
Jeez.
just going to get added to this pile. And so now they only have one unit out of play. And then because it is a bot, they ignore any black box actions.
okay.
So there you go. They just did that. And now it is AUL. You get to take command, and you get to select two different actions off your board. What would you like to select as your first action?
So it has to be both two normal actions or a normal and a
Nope.
special.
Nope. It is now. You get to take any two different actions, and you have unlocked your special actions. So it could be one normal action, one special action. It could be two normal actions, two special actions, and you get to pick and choose in whatever order you want.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's just that the main difference from a coin game is that you don't select two and then can bounce back and forth. It's you select one, you do it, you finish it, and then you select another. But you're also free as to which.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, it's like
two
off plus
you
special,
want to
but you
do.
can do two normal actions.
Yeah.
if you-
So let's do the recruit action,
Okay.
and I'm going to recruit into New Detroit City, and it costs me a protoculture for each one, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And again, the action is, so since you're taking the recruit action, the action is repeatable and you can move them into any territories under your control. So just because you're like, I move one into New Detroit, that doesn't mean that the next one has to also be in New Detroit.
Oh, it's anyone in my control. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's any
Okay.
territory under your control.
So I noticed that in the reclamation sector, I'm not in there, but that's my ally or half ally.
Because there's one Zentraedi unit sitting there, the territory is under control of the AUL. Though, of course, because it is overt, if nothing changes, it will fly back at the end of the round. And you will then, during the end of round phase, you will lose this territory unless people are put in there.
So I could drop one in there now to remain in control.
Yeah.
If I wished. Okay.
If you wish to.
Yeah. Let's drop another one into New Detroit City. So that's 2. And I'm gonna drop a third one into Granite City. 3. And we'll do that for the recruit phase. And then I am going to do the move phase.
So that cost you 3 protoculture.
Yes.
So you start at 5.
So down to
You're at
2.
now. Yep.
And then I will choose New Detroit City to move. That costs 1 protoculture for that.
And now each of these 4 units have the ability to move to adjacent territories or stay put.
Yeah, we'll just actually leave it like that. I think that's good.
Okay.
And that's my turn. Yep.
Any other movement? Nope.
No,
Okay.
let's
So
do that.
now you're going to draw a card.
Okay.
And that will be your turn. Zentraedi Rebellion.
Excellent.
Right. Forgot to ask if you wanted to make any card trades.
Where you mean with the AUL?
Right. Oh. Okay. So you're going to do that then. All right. So, okay. So now for the bot gets to decide how this works. So they're going to pull territory cards until now they only have 1 out of play. So even though it says replace any 2 with 2, they only have 1. So here they're going to draw until they get to 1, and they're going to do it up here in New Macross. So there you go, which means New Macross is now uncontrolled. And loses them 1, so they're down to 2. And yeah, there you go. Card is done. Zentraedi, you get to
Okay,
take your
so
2 actions.
two things. So I'm gonna I want to see how possible this is here. So I want to do 1 to there. You're gonna have to let me know if this is an actual.
Yeah, so far so good. It's just 1 unit per.
Move.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is going to.
So that's 5 there.
1, 2, 3, 4. Right, that costs you 5 protoculture.
Yep. And now I want to influence, inspire where Chiron is. And so can I take all these citizens for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for 9.
9?
Yeah, because it's 1 to move them here. So
Yes.
it's 1,
Oh,
2,
yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to do that?
Yep.
Okay.
Brutal.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I'll get 9 back from my control of the 3 zones.
Yep. So that moves these 4 off.
Yep.
And it puts 4 into your hideout, and it gains you 4 points.
Yep.
And that just cost you 9 to do so. So you did.
Well, I paid the original amount to move though, right?
So you paid 5 to move.
Yeah, and then 9.
And then 9, so that gets you down to 0. That's all your protoculture.
No, I should have 1.
1.
No, because you're
right?
at 14.
Oh, why was it 14?
Because you did an attack action earlier in the
Oh,
round.
that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But
I should get 9 back from just having my my guys.
Yes. That's right.
So
yes, because it's the end of the round, you're going to get those for that.
Yeah. So I assume that was a decent move.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
That's
I guess we'll find out.
That's pretty right. Okay, so that's going to end your turn. You're going to want to draw a card for it. And let's see here. I just want to take a screenshot of this, but you're recording it, so that's good. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the round. Then we come over here to our phases. We skip the victory check. We do income and protoculture because the the RDF controls 3 territories. No, 1, 2, 3 controls 4 territories. So the RDF is going to get 8 protoculture. So that brings it up to 29. And then for you two, because you control, the AUL controls 1, 2, 3, 4 territory, 5. Controls 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Controls 5 territories.
Yep.
So each of you gain 5 protoculture. 5 and 6.
Oh, excellent.
And then we look at the protoculture tokens, and the tokens are all under Zentraedi Rebellion control. So the Zentraedi Rebellion gains an additional 9 protoculture on top of their
right
5.
back to where I was.
Austin,
Yep.
do we need to worry about this Joker muscling in on those? Not really.
So the Zentraedi Rebellion play the long game. We don't necessarily have to worry about them for like the first 2 rounds. But yeah,
if he keeps muscling in, then we got to start.
If he keeps that up, we might have some.
Oh, but Cax, we're friends.
I know. And then you came and pilfered one on me.
Right.
None too pleased.
It's just because I had a power play plan.
I understand.
Otherwise,
I get
never have done that to you.
I get it.
Never would have done it.
So
frenemies.
So now we move on, and now we do the influence action. So the Zentraedi Rebellion and the RDF get their influence action. Chiron is not able to influence, but I am. So I am going to influence in a bunch of different places right now, because I can influence in the Forest Preserve, Excalibur Command Center, Portland City, and Monument City. So again, this is repeatable and costs protoculture. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12.
Oh boy.
Cost me 12, 7, that gets me down to 17. And what does that put me at? That puts me at
Now,
one,
there was two other dudes sitting here in the.
5.
Yeah, he hasn't
Yeah.
spent the money to move them.
Yeah, I might still want to move them, but
I wouldn't blame you if you did.
checking here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That puts me at 5. Do I want to spend the 6 to bring another one up? That would bring me to 11.
Oh, why not?
Probably not. Let's not. I want to retain the protoculture, but I've now put myself in a winning position. So if nothing changes, I will win the game at the end of round 2.
I see. Okay.
So we got to
All
strike back.
So now Chiron and every overt Zentraedi warrior goes back to the hideout. So Chiron flies home, that guy flies home, and they flip back to their covert side. So we're just gonna kind of move that around. That the reclamation sector becomes uncontrolled. It's still 2-1 in New Macross. So there you go. So now the RDF needs to refuel and resupply. So this unit, these two all have to fly back to cities under RDF control.
I think this one's also uncontrolled, right?
Yes, that is now uncontrolled. So basically, let's see here. What do I want to move? So I want to get control of New Macross back. So let's do that. We'll do that. And then I got these 3 to move around. Let's move, because there's a whole bunch of folks there. Let's move, well, these 4. Let's move 2 into New Portland, and let's move 2 over into Monument City. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so as you could just see, for me, moving around is very expensive, but this gives me a chance to get a whole bunch of free moves if I was so inclined. Yeah. So now AUL, you can recruit. You could take your recruit action.
Okay, and that's anywhere that I currently have control.
And so that's one of these 3 spaces at the bottom of the board.
Okay.
He's down to 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
So that would cost me 1 per, right?
1 per. That's right. It is repeatable. It does cost protoculture, but you are now able to make this happen.
Maybe I'll put 1 more into New Detroit City.
Okay. Does cost a protoculture. Cool,
yep.
Cool. All right. Then, and again, that is repeatable, so you can do that more than once.
That's fine for now.
Yeah,
okay.
You're on a shoestring budget.
Yeah, yeah.
So now if anybody was taken off the board, they return. There's nobody off the board. So now this goes into your hand because that's your first special card.
You're going to be captured soon.
That brings us to the end of the round where we just clean this up. And now the RDF, the REF goes first in round 2. So now we're back to bot land where the bot is going to shuffle, flip a card over, and
I like that.
No, I don't like that. No, Brita, why? So the AUL is going to go next.
City.
Yeah, this is why I didn't want to put so many people in there. All right, so I'm going to lose another unit from there because I only have 2, so it's not as bad. But it
not
also
as bad
means
as
that
it could have been. But
it also means that the city is now uncontrolled. Oh, fun. Okay, but Zentraedi, you may make a move action. You may make 1 move action if you wish.
Move action.
Oh, also, I was going to ask. Well, NATO's puzzling. At the start of round 2, are we? Is the trading of cards still in effect, or is that only at the beginning of the game?
That is okay. So the trading of cards is at the beginning of every player's turn, and that player gets So that player gets to decide. Now, obviously, right now it's the bot. The bot doesn't do that, so we're just kind of skipping over. But when it gets to be the AUL's turn, once the bot has done their moves, then yes, there is the ability for a card trade.
Okay.
there with the AUL player. I think
Right.
that's you. Is that you?
I am the
Yeah.
Actually, you know
So
what? It's
you
gonna
can
cost
make
me. It's gonna cost me to move, right? So
Yeah.
I don't
It's
see
still
any
one
advantage.
cost to move. So you're like, okay, you don't want to do it. All
Yeah,
right.
I gotta know. I gotta know where I'm coming up in the card play.
Yeah. You got to see what your turn order is.
Yeah.
All right.
it's-
So yeah. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so now the REF will take the rest of their turn. They're gonna
And
shuffle
dump
them up.
everything in New Portland.
I know, right? So they're going to go to 2 locations. So the first thing they do is they fly over to command center and they drop 4 there. So doing a good job. Take
And then
control of
slide
that.
to northwest.
And they're going to slide to the northwest and they're going to drop 1 there, which also gives them control. Okay, good job. Get that back up to 4. Okay, and that's going to be, they're going to draw a card, and that is going to be the end of their turn. Okay, so now...
The bot plays very quickly, which is nice.
Yes, I mean, if you look at their card, like we have, like it's spelled out what the card does, what they do on their turn. There's like 9 steps to it, but effectively it's draw a card, play the card, do the move 5 over, do the drop card, figure out where they're going, move them over, kill any Zentraedi that are there, and that's it. Like it's very, once you have that, it's just like it's very straightforward, and off you go. So yeah, and of course, again, Drunk Britai, he did a good job this time. I think I appreciate him going to New Portland, so I don't really have to worry about it as much in the future. But yeah, getting Excalibur back, that's a good play. Going in with 4, even better. But yeah, so now it is the AUL's turn.
All
Mark,
right,
if
so
if you want to make a card trade, now is a good time to do it.
Oh, well, you know what? I had this REF card. I've just been jonesing to play, and I'm so excited.
just want to get rid of it. All right, so you're gonna get. So that's going to put the Zentraedi to go last again in this round,
which is helpful, Cax. I can knock the RDF back now that I know that I'm going last.
Perfect. And so that
that just so there's nothing left.
Yeah.
There's nothing left out of play, so it just all goes here. So it's already there. So good job. So that's an example of a card that you can play that doesn't meaningfully affect the board. Now, granted, it is the bot. So if it was the RDF actually being able to take a move action, I'm pretty sure they'd probably move down to the reclamation sector or forest preserve just to grab another territory. But the bot doesn't do that. So we just move on. Yeah. But so now AUL, you get to take your 2 actions.
2 actions. Okay, so yeah. I'm gonna do a move at jeez. I thought I had this set up. I'm gonna do a fabricate action in New Detroit City.
Okay.
So I take 2 guys off the board.
Right.
And they just go to out of play.
Yep, they go out of play.
And they drop one city in there, right?
What nice. that costs you 2 protoculture to do.
Okay.
That also gives you your 3rd city, because you have Granite City, New Detroit City, and the token. So that's your 3 points.
Yep. And that's a one-time event. I can't repeat that. So but then I can also
you get to take another action.
I get to take a second action, and I will do a move. And when I choose a location and move from there, right?
That's right.
Okay, so I'll move this dude out of that zone.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're spending 1 protoculture. You'll select the protoculture zone, and you'll get to move that character to New Detroit or the Forest Preserve.
Okay. You need to get Minmay to throw a protest concert and start to
going into the Forest Preserve. I get to claim that then, right?
Yep, that becomes that gets under the.
Can you do anything
control.
about that Zentraedi citizen?
Where's that?
I guess you can.
Well, so Minmay can.
Yeah, but that's a different action.
Right, that is an influence action.
Because Cax said Austin's in winning position right now, right? Because he has five happy Zentraedi. So he's got 2 over here, 1 or 2 over here.
It's 1. It's just 1 over here. but there's
Or
one here, one here.
five.
Actually, you know what? I just realized something. I have the ability to earn money, right? Earn horticulture.
Yes, you
Yeah,
can
you
do
can
it
have the
one of two
concert,
ways. Right. So there's the concert, which is right now that would get you at most 3.
Okay.
And there's also your income action, which right now will also get you 3.
This one would be off right now. Yeah.
Well, because if you went back and if you didn't do that move action as your
Yeah.
second action.
I think I'm gonna get some cash because I hate being cash starved.
Yeah.
So
the AUL is all about being cash starved.
yeah. So I'll go up to 6 then. 3 either way, right?
Right.
Does it cost me a horticulture to do that?
No.
Okay.
No, taking income or your influence action does not cost you horticulture.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Okay.
So you're leaving it up to me then, are you, Cax?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would have had 3. I would have been able to do more, but you burned me.
Yeah, I burned it.
So
It
now,
doesn't
Oh,
cost
I need a
anything
card.
to have
Right.
a concert.
and then you and now you will draw another card.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
And that's that. Perfect.
Oh, so now I'm put in this interesting position. I'm gonna have to punish you for not doing that. Oh, how
Yeah, you should have gone with the concert.
can I do that? So that's 11. Then yeah. See, because that's the thing. I think I can put myself in a good position unless you have the cards to do so. So there's a good chance right now that the card is out there that can get you to stop me. And that's called Zentraedi Desertion. Anybody have that? Or is that with the bot?
I do not have it.
Okay.
I have
Doesn't-
Zentraedi Relocation.
Oh, you
That
probably
doesn't
don't
sound
wanna,
good.
Yeah, you probably don't want to play that.
No, I don't think so. Doesn't seem like an ideal card.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well then, shoot, I'm gonna have. All right, well I'm okay. I'm gonna punish you two. It's you two versus me,
Yeah.
and I set myself up. I put myself in a winning position. Nobody's trying to stop me. So, all right. I guess I'm just gonna have to roll in. I do hope I'm not too overconfident and this doesn't bite me in the butt. But
Oh,
let's do
wow.
this.
Is that mine?
Yeah, I'm gonna play down a Chiron's Promise. Now this takes all overt Zentraedi and flips them back to their
Which
covert
doesn't do
side
anything.
because everybody's already covert.
Yep.
But you do get you may make a move action if you wish.
Oh. This is the thing. I don't know if there's any good, because I need Chiron to do any sort of influence, right?
Yes, Chiron needs to be present to do influence.
Hmm. Oh, geez. I don't know. This here. So that cost me one.
Right, that will cost you 1 to do that.
Because by one action, is it 1 unit or is it?
Yeah, it's moving 1 unit, 1 space.
Okay,
So
but yeah, but
if
that when it says take a move action, I could
Yep.
pay to have more moved.
Well, no, because it's the black box. So a black box
okay.
is always just a singular.
Single
One.
unit. Okay.
It's
that's fine.
yeah, so it's 1 unit, 1 space. Okay, so you're gonna add that up to here. Okay, already making your intentions known. Cool. All right, so all right, so I'm going to do yeah. Okay, so for my first action, I'm going to take move action. We're going to select new 1, 2, 3. We're going to select New Portland first. We're just going to pop a Veritech off to the northwest. We're going to do this second. 1, 2, 3. We're going to move a Veritech and a military mecha down to the reclamation sector. So we're going to take control of that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do our influence action. So we're going to move, we're going to do 3, 6 and move these over. 11, taking me down to 5. That pops me up 5, 6, 7. That gets me to 7 of the 5. And then from the 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to do it one more time because that's all I can do. And we're just going to move 1 over to the middle to make that a little bit more expensive for you if you want to do that. Okay. And that's going to be the end of my turn. I'm going to draw a card. The other one.
Okay. NATO.
Okay, so is there a card trade? Do
No.
you have Zenny? There it is.
No, Nate was
We're
very
gonna
definite
take this
in that.
down a little bit.
I
Okay,
noticed
so
you went very silent when he asked about that card.
No, there's no way I was going to confess to having it.
okay. So you get to pick 3 territories.
Yeah.
So you did 1, 2, and that's going to be 3. So that's 1, 2. So I dropped down 3. 7,
4,
6. I'm back down to 4. Yep.
That prevents.
That stops me. All right. Oh, I thought I was going to get away with it
Yeah.
too. Okay.
Now, with my move action, I could actually, because I can
So
set
here's
up
the
my
thing.
influence, right?
So because this is your own card,
Yes.
you ignore the black box action.
Oh, okay.
And
that's my
instead
turn then.
you're now going to take 1 normal action off your board.
Yeah, but because we're in the resolution phase, I do get the opportunity to influence, right?
That's right. So yeah,
So-
you can move and set yourself up for the influence.
Yeah.
And right now, this is actually
This is uncontrolled, yeah?
Yeah. So
For the
Yeah.
low price of 1,
1.
is that that can't be undone any which way, eh?
No. Once you move in, that's
Okay.
yours.
So
That
that's
gets them
gonna
up to
give me
right,
the
that-
opportunity to clear out Monument City as well for the low price of. Did you pay my proto?
No, I didn't move any protoculture.
Okay. All right. I think that it doesn't make sense to have more than another unit there, right? Like from
right. I mean,
for the
because
purpose of what
you're-
I'm trying to do here.
Yeah. I mean, you're already there, so you already have control. Yeah, I feel bad about having to move the 2 out, but I needed to do it.
Well, I would have just moved more in. I've got plenty
Right.
of hideaway, but it just would have cost me a bit more
Yep.
otherwise. So okay, we staved off defeat
Well
there.
done. Well done, NATO. Couldn't have done it without you.
Alright.
I think that's it. So I draw a card then, and
Yep, you draw a card. All right, so we get to the end of the round. Now, and as you just noticed, like there's one of the big parts about this game is a question of, okay, so who's actually going to do the thing, right?
Yeah.
Who's actually going to do what? So with victory check, we know that there's nobody who has gotten their victory.
that was close.
It was close, but now we do income and protoculture. So again, I'm sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4 territories, so I get an additional 8. It gets me up to 10. You two are sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4. So you each gain 4. So you're up to 10. You're
And then I
there,
get my
and
9.
then-
I get my
Yeah, and
9
then
there.
you Zentraedi Rebellion gets an additional 9. So you're sitting at, oh boy,
25. I've got some options.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so now there's the influence action.
1,
So
2, 3, 4, 5.
4, 5. So that counts as 5. That's another 3. Okay. And then you get to move 3 more into your hideout. Yep,
And
those
that's
guys
have
get
I
to
maxed
move.
out now?
You've now pulled all of your units off the board. Now, just because you have all of your units from out of play onto the board, you can still pull civilians. They just won't get any
Yeah, they
more
just won't
units into the hideout.
join the team. Yeah.
Right. But they're
Okay.
now like, they'll still be part of your army. They're still part of your win condition, right?
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, what do I want to do? Is there any place that you moved that I could actually meddle with? And I think the answer was no. You were good enough about not pulling back in territories that I was in. So it doesn't actually make sense for me to do any influence. So I'm going to skip that. Now Chiron and any overt go back to the place. So Chiron goes back. This place becomes uncontrolled. But now I also have to fly back. So these 3 units are no longer in a controlled city. So they have to fly back along with these and this. And let's see here.
So this Monument City is
Monument City is now back under 1, 2, 3. Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna have to move. It looks like a bunch of people. I think all of these guys are gonna go back to Monument Macross City, just to bring it back under our control. And I'm gonna need to do some stuff there. Okay, but that's for later. All right, so now AUL, do you want to do any recruiting?
I do, but is it in my turn or no?
Well, we're right now in the resolution phase. So yeah, you get to take your recruit action.
Is it just one or can I do multiple recruits?
It's multiple. So it's repeatable. It still costs you protoculture to do, but you are free to.
Let's go with 3 recruits in Granite City.
Oh, geez. All right.
Oh no. Okay.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, big time.
So that brings you back down. Did you already pay for it?
No, I have not. No, so
okay.
That's 7.
Yeah, it's easy. 7. Okay. Nobody was removed from the board, so special event cards. So AUL, you get this.
Oh, nice.
Kidnap Min Main.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I would never do that to you.
No.
Right.
I may get, but it may get rid of Rick Hunter though. That would be helpful.
So I can remove. Everyone saw this card, this private time. So I can remove a whole bunch of.
Yes, you get to pull people off for the round if you wish, and you actually get to go first.
Oh,
so this is really your call.
So I could yoink all those people off, and then I take 2 different actions, right?
Yep.
Okay. Do I get that's all that happens though, right? I don't get any more actions.
Well, so your 2 actions, right. So so when you play your own special event card, you ignore the take command part of your turn, but your card says take 2 different actions. So that is the equivalent of taking command. It is on the card.
Right.
But if you're able to get NATO over here to play that card for you, you will get another turn. But maybe he doesn't want to make sure that Chiron goes off and has private time. So, so maybe you don't necessarily want to play that card. However, I mean,
so the other 3. Oh, so it's all of our leaders leave basically for the round.
That's right. So they all get pulled off, and then they can't do anything. So what that would mean is that for the bot, because the bot drops units from its ship, the bot will not drop units from its ship that turn. So you've kind of locked the REF out of dropping things. You have locked Chiron out from doing influence actions through Chiron. Rick Hunter will be moved over, but I have a bunch of Veritech that can still do the thing. And you've also will remove Minmay from the board. So my only caution is the question you have to ask yourself is it still possible for my Veritech to win? Because if you play that card, there's nothing that can stop. I can influence and nobody else can.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So just be careful of that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Just because you said that.
Nah, come on.
I'll just search for the SDF. Fine.
Wow.
Okay.
You just made me a little too nervous when you said that.
Shoot, now I gotta go second. Okay.
Um,
So they gain 6, I lose 6.
Yeah.
Down to 4. Okay.
And then I get 2 actions, correct?
That's right. So you've played the RDF card, so now you get to take any 2 actions.
All right,
Back 1 second.
let's do a concert then in Granite City. That would get me 6 horticulture, right?
That's right. That'll get you 6.
Okay, so that goes up to 13.
15.
And then I will in Granite City, I'm going to build a base, costing me 2. So pull 2 guys off. Throw the base in there.
Okay.
And cost me 2.
All right. That puts you up to 5. Now you're in the winning position. So there's that.
There is that, yes.
All right.
So that puts, and it's on you now, Austin.
Yeah, that's rough. Well, I can't do that. Doggo. I know Doggo. Hello, Doggo. Pets for Doggo.
I don't know if I have any cards here that would be
useful.
Yeah.
Well, I have a card that would be useful, but here, let me show you. But I would want you, the Zentraedi, to play this on your turn, because the AUL certainly
Alt Shift.
Well, not the AUL. No, Zentraedi. You.
Oh, I could look at it. He's not here anyway.
Well, no, I don't want you to look at it.
Oh, you're just showing me. You're just showing me.
I don't want to show you.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
All right. I'll show you. I can take away one of your cities.
Oh.
Yeah. I could take away one of your cities with this, but I need him to play it because I don't want to play it on my turn because I'm way too protoculture poor and I need to do some other stuff.
So you're trying to convince NATO to take the propaganda.
Yes, I am trying to get convinced. I need to.
Well, the timing is perfect because here he is.
You're trying to get me to take what?
Yeah. So here's the thing. For my card trade, I don't know if there's anything you want, if you have anything you want me to play, but here's the thing. I have this that would help alleviate the AUL problem, but I would need you to play that on your turn.
Oh, I see. Because he controls a lot of cities.
He controls a lot of cities. And I could easily take back New Detroit from him with this card.
Yeah.
And then he loses 2 points and then he can't win that way. But that is a question.
Yeah.
For you is, would you even play that card? And do you have anything you'd want to trade with me now? Would you be willing to play that card, first of all?
Well, yeah, because
I mean, we can always try to rely on Drunk Bretai to do the job for us, but there's not always
no guarantees of that.
There's no guarantee that he's going to do the thing you want him to do.
So he is in so he's got Granite City and New Detroit. That's 4 victory points. And what's the other city he controls?
Monument City. That's
City.
1. And so the thing about Bretai is that when it comes to his territories, he's got one card of each territory in his deck, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a 30% chance that he's going to drop anywhere between 1 to 4 units in one of these territories, right? So clearly he could possibly tie one of these places. He could possibly tie New Detroit or Monument City, but the actual chances of him overtaking one of them is very low. So sometimes you bank on the bot to do the thing you want to do, but I don't. But if we're trying to specifically target these, he might not be the best to do so right now.
I don't think I need the propaganda drive to stop him.
Really? You think you got something else?
I've got something else. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think I can manage.
Interesting. Okay. So, and there's nothing there's nothing in your hand you'd want to trade me.
Well, actually, hang on. So let me just see here.
I got this great event for me that I'd love you to play.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm showing him. I'm showing him a great event for me. So
Yeah.
I don't know if there's something that you'd want to.
Well, okay, you know what? Let's give that one a go.
flip
Sure,
back.
I'll play it because we do have to
take
stop
care of
that.
it.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are you going to?
Oh, in a
Yeah.
trade, you have to exchange cards. Or
Yeah.
maybe-
It's a 1-for-1. Yeah, each
Yeah.
trade, it's a 1-for-1 trade. So
No, I
Okay.
think I was thinking about attacking, but that's not going to do the trick, right?
I mean, it would help by
But no,
pulling
but
his
it's because it's the control. Like that's where I was thinking, like, oh, I'll just
Sure.
take out his guys, but then that's not going to actually help, is it? Because he's going to it's still going to have that control.
Right. The AUL will still have control,
The AUL,
but
yeah.
of course by attacking people, that does help
Mhm.
reduce the civilian population, and it makes it a little bit easier for others to then take control. However, if we're going to do propaganda drive and you end up killing off all of these units, then I have nobody to propagandize. So it doesn't quite help either.
So
Austin, should I have 5 cards in hand?
Yes, you should have 5 cards.
Okay, I think I didn't draw one yet, so I'm gonna pull one over.
I see.
From the end of my turn there.
When did you?
Because I just went on my turn.
Oh yeah. You should be back up to 5.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what so I can flip. Because there's really not a lot of time to do anything either, right? Like
we're already in round 3.
Yeah, I know, because there's really not a lot of time to do a lot. Yeah, that card's probably going to be the only way to stop him, I think.
Yeah,
that I can see.
I mean, here's the thing. I could play it on my turn, but I don't want to because that hamstrings me a bunch from other things. So like
like winning.
like like pushing my agenda. So
now if I give you,
but that's why I'm saying, is there something that you would want me to play? Because I understand that this might be, you might just want to force me to play this on my own turn, but I would rather have it play on you. And so the question is, what would you want?
Possibly Chiron's Revenge, I think, because doesn't that put all the tokens in my hideout? Is that permanent or is that just for this turn?
That's just for the turn. So one of the things is that when you look at this board, it does say return protoculture. The idea is that these protoculture tokens get spent and then get put back in their locations because more protoculture is being generated, right?
Well, you know what? It's round 3 and they won't matter for round 4. So if you, I'll give you Chiron's Revenge.
Sure. Well, here's the thing though. You already control the protoculture tokens. So I'm not sure what else you gain.
Well, just to keep it safe, I guess. But yeah, I guess, I don't know. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that really.
I don't know. You don't want me to play Min-May
Yeah, I guess we could do that one.
I mean,
I just wasn't sure if you would play it with Rick Hunter being.
I mean, like I have all the rest of my Veritechs out, so it's like it doesn't necessarily matter.
Sure. Okay.
And then it does give you a normal action.
Yeah. Okay. We'll trade that then.
So yeah, we can do that. So here you go. All right, and I will play this. Okay, so this means Zentraedi gets to go last again. But Min-May and Rick come out of play because Rick is off saving Min-May, who's been kidnapped. And now you get to take a normal action.
A normal action.
Take 1 normal action off your board. That's repeatable, cost protoculture, etc.
There's not a lot of normal actions I can really take right now. because there isn't really a lot of interaction spaces here. Yeah, because there's not a lot of spaces where I can really interact at the moment. It's like so if I do an ambush, could I take out one of your Veritechs?
As the defender, I get to choose, so I would probably get rid of one of my mechs, but yeah, you could take your attack action.
Yeah, I guess we can do that. It doesn't really, there's nothing that really jumps out as a viable action.
Okay. Gets rid of that. And then
So Min-May has been kidnapped.
yes, she is now off the board for the rest of this round.
Okay.
The only other thing that actually made any sense was take an income, but I don't really care about income at the moment.
Right. So you took the attack action. Did you pay your horticulture?
Yep.
And do you want to attack anywhere else?
There is no real, well, I mean, I could attack my buddy here, but no, I'm all right.
You got some dudes there.
Yeah, I don't think that matters.
Yeah.
Or unless, sorry, is that a controlled city there?
Yeah, this is a controlled city.
So would it help if I took out one of the guys there? Because
probably, yeah.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the other controlled city.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I can help out there.
Yeah. So that costs one more horticulture.
One, and I don't know, maybe just because. Well, no, because I want to. Because if I flip him over, then he'll be gone.
Then he'll fly away. Yeah.
Next turn. Well, I guess we can do that too. We'll just. Sorry, Cax, I'm turning on you here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, you're in kind of a winning position here, so.
It's kind of funny, that puts a target on your back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I am good.
Okay, so then I'm going to actually take my turn. For my turn, I'm going to all right, I'm going to move. I don't have much horticulture. 1, 2, 3.
Do you have a card you have to play, Austin, or no?
Oh,
No,
I did.
that's the bot.
That was the card.
Oh, that was the card.
Bot, and then
Oh, he's the oh.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
sorry.
that was so. It's my turn. I played that card. He gets to take a normal action because it's a special card, and now I get to actually take my turn. So I don't have much horticulture. I'm going to spend 3. I'm going to select New Macross City. I'm going to move 1 Veritech off to the Excalibur. I need to move. Let's see here. These 2 need to come over. I need to have. I want to move. So let's do something like this. I'm just figuring out how to shuffle these guys around.
Yeah.
I guess we'll move that over there too. That doesn't.
It doesn't really work. I think you need another one.
Yeah, I need to do that. But here's the thing, because now it's still so it's just flipping like 1 for 1.
You're just flipping them around.
Yeah.
Can the Zentraedi buddy hold down the fort?
Oh, that's
New
true.
Portland?
I can do that.
New Portland might be a
then-
better.
But that's not the point.
Can you pull them from New Portland?
I could select New Portland.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, could you?
As
I guess you
opposed
can't.
to
Oh, I guess
this.
you can't fly them over. They got to be adjacent, right? So.
3. I really want to get.
Geez, Cax, you given us a conundrum.
Yeah, it's a good one. Come on, Doug. Okay. Yeah, she wants to go out. She wants to explore the outside. All right. So yeah, I still need to move. I still want to move 2 dudes in here. And then I need to move. It's 2. I need to keep 2 here. That's great. If I move these 2, no, I don't have enough forces to do that unless I do this. And then that's 3 and 3. That gets flipped over.
Yeah.
Fine, let's do that.
I know what
don't
you're
like
trying
it.
to do.
Yeah.
Setting yourself up to win. But Cax would win because he went first, right?
Yes, yeah. So if it still was
you had to do that.
Well, I'm also down to 1 protoculture, so really my next action is going to be taking income, and now we're up to 5, so I get 10. So I'm now at, I get to move. I'm trying to move off of having 0 protoculture, but that's going to be yeah. So that's going to be my turn. That's my 2 actions. So my first action was moving that once, and then I take income. It gets me 10 protoculture. I'm going to draw a card, and that will be the end of my turn.
Austin, just a strategy question here, Austin. Would it have been helpful for you to have taken your protoculture first and then used more of your protoculture to your advantage?
Perhaps, but I'm just trying to build up reserves. So
I see. Okay.
Instead of taking 4 now, instead of because on 4 territories I would have gotten me 8, and then I would have spent more income to move.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay. So instead, I'm just gonna do the I'm just gonna take the. I'm going to move to do the 1 move and then give myself 10.
It's a better return.
Because like you said, I still can't, I don't think I can actually win this round. Yeah. Right. So, because even if I took income first, I still couldn't influence until the end of the round. So I'm just trying to put myself in a better strategy wise. I feel that I'm trying to put myself in a better protoculture position. I still could be wrong about that. I can create games. I'm not that great at playing them, but you know how that goes. So yeah. So I drew my card. That's the end of my turn.
So we drop him down to 4, right?
Yes. So he's now down to 4.
Okay.
But now the bot's going to go. They're going to shuffle up. They're going to play a card, and there we go.
One of yours.
Yeah. Okay. There
Rick,
we go.
who's not
Spell
there.
Squadron.
20 space. Oh, and
Rick and all forces. So, yeah, this is why Zentraedi, you're still going to have to do your thing. And then I can execute an attack action. Yeah. Right. Oh, that would be.
Can those guys come from Portland then?
Oh, it's everybody. Everybody's got to move. This is the card where everybody has to move.
Huh? No, it says all
Rick and all units. You know what?
But they can't like stay where they are.
No. Let's see. So I'm going to move myself off to here.
Wow.
But aren't you handing him the victory then?
No, I'm already at 4.
I mean,
no, because now these 2 flip.
Because that's the thing; those 2 flip, and then that gives them.
That gives them 6.
That's a 6.
Like I can't stop him. I have no way of stopping him.
Yeah. What was the bottom action of the of that card I gave you, of the propaganda drive? What's the black box action?
Sorry, let me just check here. Whoops.
Yeah.
Execute 1 influence.
It's an influence action. Okay.
So you're not in a position to do
that's
so.
That's right. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to move out of here. That's the problem. Shoot.
I mean, couldn't you have to move? Like, I don't understand that card in a way, because
Skulls. So this is symbol means all units. So it basically just means all units.
So you have to move
need to
everyone to one single space.
Yes.
Oh, geez. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
does that just mean-
Veritech really hurt me here, but I can do this and then take Granite City.
Yes, but
And
that
then
still hands him the victory, doesn't it?
Well, this makes him lose 2.
Oh, that's right. 4. Oh, geez.
So 1, 2,
close.
so it's so 4.
Wow. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, but that still leaves 4 in the hands of the area. Okay, and then I may execute an attack. And see, what I wanted to do was to kill off these Zentraedi, take some extra protoculture. But you're right. If we do this, then I'm not going to get the cities.
Well, it's either you get some protoculture, but hand him the game. It's your choice.
Yeah, I know. So
I don't think there's anything wrong with that idea.
So yeah, not so great. But I guess I won't make an attack action. Huzzah. Okay. So cool. Yeah. And okay, well then, okay, so now the bot's actually going to do their turn. They got their 5 over here. They're going to shuffle and they're going to go to 3 locations. 1, 2, 3. So they're going to move 1 into New Macross, making that city uncontrolled. Hey, good job, doing your job. 2 are going to fly off to the reclamation sector, giving another point for them. There you go, back up to 5. And then 1 is going to go to New Portland along with the ship. And there's no Zentraedi there, so they really love New Portland. And that leaves 1.
They love hanging out there. I don't know what it is about that place, but
because of the random draw, there's now 1 extra left on the ship. So if we ever get that drop all again, there's 1 still sitting over there and constructed.
Austin, do you have to worry about NATO coming out of nowhere to win the game right now?
I mean, well, no, because they just did their turn. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're still sitting on 5.
No. NATO going next.
No, because he needs to get 4 to win. He at most is going to be able to get 2 because there's 2 here, there's 2 here. Like he's he's scooped up all of the big population centers at this point. So
yeah. Okay, so we're not looking at it like a pull the wool under our feet and.
Well, I mean, we are about to go into round 4, so actually he's in a decent position to win, but he's got to have the protoculture to do so. In fact, at this point, he might be able to just pull it off, but I'm hoping he does the thing that we agreed upon, and he's going to give me.
Yeah, then I'll give you put you in a winning position.
No, not a
not that thing.
I've had Skull Squadron on me. I can't be in a winning position now. I'm not spread out.
Well, the crazy thing is the bot actually changed because actually, sorry, no, I can probably give you that action then. I think. Because I think I want to take 2 actions this turn, so Cax's partisans here help like that. Those are I'm fine with those being there because that means they count towards my influence, right? Same in Granite City.
Yeah.
So in order to get in order for us to flip control of Granite City, not that I would want to do that, but if I did,
right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The 5. So I'd need to put in
5,
6
1,
guys,
2, 3,
and then it would
4,
flip,
5.
right?
Right. You'd have to drop 6 in there to flip.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm okay with that. I think.
You want to do that? Okay. Okay. Cool. So, what am I going to do here? So I am going to. Oh, that's right. I do get to take an influence action. All right. Well, fine then. So 4 out of play get to be put in. So why don't I take these 2 and we'll just take this back. We'll make that. We'll
That's
send
what I
you
was
down to
thinking. Knock them
1.
back a ways.
Yeah, and then geez, because you just well, you just were like, I'm gonna give Granite City back. So it's like, hey, wait a minute. But I think I need to 4, 5, 6, 7. Because I can take New Macross back, but now hang on. So now this puts the REF at 6. If I take another city, like if I take New Macross, then that puts the REF in a winning position. So,
Oh, geez.
so yeah, I think what I need to do is I need to spend the other 2 to go here to New Portland and try to bank that up. And then for the influence, spend 3 in Granite City. That puts me back at my 5.
Yep.
Which, all right, there we go. Zentraedi, stop me.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, the bot in New Portland, I probably shouldn't have played that card, but I was thinking it'd be more. So I can do my actions, right? So
Yep. Get 2 actions out of this.
So in Granite City, I need to put in 1, 2, 3, 4 guys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to tie. And
Yeah,
then
but I don't want to
6,
tie.
6 to take control. 1, 2, 3.
And that includes Chiron, right?
Yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 to tie, 6 to take control.
So if I dump 6 in here.
Yep. That
and
will
that
flip
flips it.
control. That gets them back up to 3 points.
That's
Which is why I
okay.
probably shouldn't have taken New Detroit, just to like make it so that if you did take that, that puts them back in the winning position. So I probably made an error there.
1, 2, 3, 4 to influence.
Yeah, that was my error. I should have left them alone in New Detroit and put it in Granite, and then that would have cost you more.
Yeah.
And then that would have made you not want to jump in there to take it
So
back.
I've got, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's game for me, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah, I think you've won now.
Yeah.
Because you're 2 away from winning, and you can take.
I'll just move into Detroit City on my move and.
Oh, but wait a minute. Maybe not. Okay. First
well,
of all,
let's play it out.
Yeah, let's find out. Victory check. We do the victory check. There's nothing. I mean, nobody wins that. I think he's actually back down to 5 now. 3, 4, 4. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We
5,
stopped
right.
the bot from winning.
Right, we stopped the bot from winning. So now we do income and protoculture. So again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I gain an additional 10. I'm back up to 18. You guys have 1, 2, 3.
4.
Yeah.
4, 3, 1, 2,
3.
3.
Yeah.
So you each gain 3 protoculture, and then the Zentraedi Rebellion gains an additional 9 on top of that.
I'll take it.
All right. So now we do influence action by the Zentraedi Rebellion, which is none, and then the RDF, which is none. I'm not in a position to do any influencing, which occur. So now Chiron and any overt units fly back to the base. So this becomes uncontrolled. Right, so that gets them back down to 1. And then RDF. Let's see here. This also flies off back to you, which means New Macross is now controlled by the RDF again. But now the RDF needs to refuel and resupply. So I have to move everybody out of Granite City, and they're all going to go to New Detroit.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I probably shouldn't have played that card. That I probably could have won otherwise that way, but
So yeah, here. So now this becomes back under your control. So that gets them back up to 3. And then that still is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for them. Okay. And now AUL, you can recruit.
Okay. I'm gonna recruit 4 guys into Granite City. Nah, make it 6 guys. We'll all go in there.
Yes.
So that puts me down to 8.
Okay. So then people come back. So Min-Mei comes back to Granite City, and Rick comes back to New Macross. All right, and then the final special event cards come out. So I get 1.
Yeah. I doubt this will
1,
have very much influence.
and as much impact as it could have been. Yeah, so that because of that card, Aaron, the co-designer on this, his whole thing is trying to keep New Macross to last, to
Yeah.
pull units from, because you can get it, right?
Yes, that's true.
So it becomes a big thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we are. Round 4. Round 4, Zentraedi, you get to go first.
Oh boy.
Can
Not
you
necessarily what you want to be, NATO?
Huh?
Not necessarily the position you
Well,
want.
once I get to 11, that's game, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
So if he can pull the 2, then he will win. So the only places left with 2 though are here and here. And
Yeah.
I don't think he has enough. I don't know if he has enough units or enough protoculture to pull either one of these off. But that's the question. Can he do it?
I think this is the card.
No! Oh no, that's so that's Monument City. That's up here.
Yeah. I
What
don't
you're
know
looking for is New Detroit City riots, is what you're looking for.
No, I don't have it.
You don't have it?
No.
Okay.
But I figured that makes well, it doesn't have any effect, right?
Well, that's true. Because there are no, but AUL, you may make 1 recruit action if you wish. If you have any people left, which you do, you still have some units here.
You can recruit.
If you wish to recruit once more.
Yeah, let's we'll drop 4 more guys into Granite City.
Why not?
We're gonna make a massive pile of them.
Yeah. Okay, so if I do a movement action, again, it's per unit, right?
That's right. It's per unit.
Okay, let's see. I think I've mapped this out correctly. Let's see.
All
So
right.
we've got this is 7. So I need 10, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you need 10 to take it.
So that's 7, 8, 9
Okay.
for I'm talking about resources here.
Right. So that's 9. Yep. And you need 1 more.
And I can move like this guy like 2 or whatever, right?
Yep.
So is that 10?
So that's 10, and then that's
11 resources used for that
11.
movement.
19. That gets you down to 8. Okay.
And then
so that does
1, 2, 3, 4,
4,
5,
5,
6.
6. And do you have, yeah, you have 8. And that gets you down to 2. And you have 2 protoculture. So we really needed to, so that's just the difference between one of those protoculture zones going to somebody else. That's all it is. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm so congratulations. You've gotten your 11 off.
So mad. You know what? It's so funny. I remember last time when we played this.
You did the same thing, NATO.
I did the same thing. I went right for the protoculture. And because there's so much stuff you want to do on your turn, it's tough to like take it later. Like you have to make a real effort to get back in there to take it. So
that's why I wanted to stack everybody on that protoculture zone and just take it, because I'm like, I know I'm going to need it.
Yeah.
And if somehow we were able to do it without giving the AUL the victory, that would have stopped him. That might have been able to be the thing to stop him from winning.
I probably shouldn't have played that card, because that would have left New Detroit City much more wide open, probably.
Sure.
So it just would have been an easier, it wouldn't have been as close, but I was kind of mathing it out. I'm like, oh, I've just enough thanks to those protoculture zones. Thanks so much for letting me have those all game. That was great.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
That was 27 protoculture. I certainly made use of.
Yeah, that's great.
That's right. And like that's the thing. Like I know that people say like, because I've seen this enough times where people's like, well, wait, why does the RDF start with 10 and the Zentraedi Rebellion start with 15? That seems like you're giving them too much. And then you get down to it and you're like, well, a swing of 3 protoculture from something else in the game makes the difference. And it's like, okay,
yeah.
Like it usually does. It does get down to that really close, which is why I'm like, well, let's see if you can do it. Because I know that you have enough, you might, if you didn't have enough resources to do it, like you certainly have enough units to take whatever you want. It's just, do you have enough protoculture to do so?
Yes.
Right.
And that's where I messed up. I didn't mess up, but if I had reneged on playing that card, I probably could have
done.
Could you have done it last round, NATO?
Huh?
Could you have actually gotten it done last round then, round 3?
No.
The cards didn't come out for him, and like I had this, so like I knew he'd have to like really. I knew he'd have to strive to get it, but he was already, because Quiet Time didn't get played. He already put himself in. He was in a good position to win in the 4th round.
Yeah.
But
it kind of took everything I had, and it was again just because I didn't anticipate the move, the flooding of New Detroit City, because that was going to be my easy
path. Yeah.
My easy path there was much more inexpensive and easier to get to. But but it's but it builds up nicely, like, and we all were in position to win. Like it came down to having the card, and I mean I had that what is it, the riots or whatever, the bring you back down, because you probably would have won in the 2nd round otherwise.
Who has it? Oh, the bot had it. So this is the card I thought you had played. This is the card I thought you had played. And it's like, no! But the bot had it. So he held on to that one.
Yeah, that would have been great. Yeah.
It's like, oh no.
That's good.
That's excellent. So what's the timeline again on this game hitting stores? And early 2023 is the hope? Right.
So it has been printed. It's been printed. It's going to get on a ship this month, sometime this month. Our publisher, Strange Machine Games, because of the way shipping is now, has just became so expensive. They're like piggybacking with another organization, another company to help ship things over. So like they've tied their shipping together, which means on the one hand, it's like, it's not so instant, but at least it reduces the cost, which is, something that's been a problem for the industry. So the game has been printed. It's going to be shipped out soon. We expect it in retail by the end of the year, before the end of the year. And because it's not on a ship yet, We don't know exactly when it's going to, we don't have that timeline of when it's going to hit the West Coast, and it has to go through customs and have to get to the distributor, and then it has to get, you know what I mean? So there's still all those steps, but like the game is currently in pre-order, is still in pre-order at the Strange Machine Games website. But as soon as that ship lands, that's done. And then we're going to be in retail. So we are going to be looking for this game to be out Q4 2022.
Wow. Yeah,
what do you figure the retail is going to be, Austin?
Right now on pre-order it's $35. I think they're saying like $45 when it gets to retail.
Okay.
I don't have the exact price on it, but
that's very reasonable.
Yeah, but we know it will go up. So
yes.
And depending on when you see this, it might already, depending on when you see this, it might already be in retail. So look for it there. So
great. Well, thanks so much for walking us through, and I know you got the dog to look after as well. Dog's probably.
I know she's curled up and sleeping. I'm sure as soon as I pull my chair back, she'll perk up. And be like, let's go.
Walk time.
Yes, walk time. Okay, no, she's not looking. Okay.
But thanks so much for walking us through the game again, and giving us another chance to take a look at it. And hey, the bot was like, the bot gave a good little challenge. I think that's as you said, it's not maybe perfect play, but it doesn't have to be. It just has to be like a pace car. And if you're not paying attention, the bot
it can still win. The thing about this bot is that we know that there's a small change that can happen to switch Bretai from drunk Bretai to serious Bretai. But the problem is that in a 3-player game, if you turn on serious Bretai, when you get to round 3, the entire table has to deal with Bretai every single time. And we didn't want that experience. We wanted it to be like, well, Bretai can be a help, he can be a hinter. Sometimes the table has to come together to stop him. Sometimes he does goofy things. Sometimes he's on point, sometimes he's not. But if we switch on serious Bretai, then the table would have to deal with Bretai in round 3 every single game. And we're like, we want the 3-player experience to be a little bit more variable than that. We still want that communication to happen between the 3 players, but we don't want it to be like always happen where you're like, oh, now we have to deal with the bot. So at this point, the bot is, it does enough things correct most of the time that like it creates a fun and varied experience for the 3 players at the table, who sometimes have to bank on what the bot is doing. Because like in this situation, because you were so built up, the bot you couldn't rely on the bot. But because that flagship can come in and like beam down and destroy all the Zentraedi, there have been times where, the Zentraedi goes and then you're like, okay, come on, bot, hit him, just wipe him off the board. And sometimes it happens.
Right. And be done with it. That's right.
And it's a chance that you have to be willing to take. To do what you need to do. So
no, I think it's really good. And it's nice to have, because sometimes you can get 3 together, but it's just tough finding the 4th, and just having that option, I think is huge. But I could see coming up with a bot for the other guys might be tricky for the other factions.
It's a little trickier. We've been working on it. We've been doing play testing on bots for the other 3 factions. There's no plan to get that out. To get that out, we have to see, like, in our wildest dreams, what we want is our first print run to go out, and then convince our publisher to do a second print run, and then also do the bot. Because we know that there are some players who won't play without having that bot. They're like, well, I want solo play or else I'm not interested in it. So if we can show that there's enough people who want this game in the first place, we can then turn around and say, well, you can print more. And if we get the solo bot, we know that there's this subset of people who will then buy in, because now you have this option,
solo variant.
Is right, the solo variant. which is why we talk about serious breed tie, because when you play the solo variant, you need serious breed tie to show up, because if you're playing solo, you can't be fooling around.
No,
You can't be
yeah.
fooling around, and neither are the other factions.
Yeah.
Are you looking at a solo variant then right now, Austin, or is that just down the road a bit?
Like I said, we've been in development we've been developing one on the side, but there's no plan yet as to if that's actually going to be printed. So right now,
Okay.
this is a 3 to 4 player game
Yeah.
at this point,
Yep.
and the future, we will see what happens in the future.
Wait and see. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks so much for taking the time to teach us. I know it's getting late, so we want to respect your time and the dog's time as well.
Oh,
Yes.
it's so much easier to do this on a weekend than a weeknight,
Yeah.
That's right. Oh.
Yeah. So so again, thanks for taking the time to teach us how to play and to fire a game up with us. And
Yeah, best of luck with the shipping and the distribution there, Austin.
That's right. Thank you so much. And
all right.
all right.
All right.
Well,
Take care.
take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.